Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've avoided making this video for a long time because I felt it was a bit vulnerable and I feel like it could lead to some misconceptions about me and these kind of judgments that people may make to people in my situation or even in the reverse, like if the genders were reversed. But please understand that everybody's had different experiences and what you might think might not actually be true, or what you think my mindset was might not necessarily be what you think. In this video, I wanted to talk about me feeling rejected by girls as a girl. And I don't mean in a romantic way, I mean in a friend way. So before that, I want to give a bit of context. So I was coming across a lot of these videos of women's nature, and the comment sections are very brutal. And when I've tried leaving my thoughts or my opinions or saying, look, it's also in this way or I feel this way, a lot of the times I would get called or accused of like virtue signaling and faking it. And then there'd be like a few rare people that would actually believe me. But I saw how hostile people were getting. I don't think this is just an online thing, because think about it like this. If things were fine in real life and in person, they wouldn't be making comments like this. And people have said, no, this isn't an online thing. This is actually how people are in person. And, from hearing from some of what you guys have been saying, I will say you guys have a little bit of a point. But I don't agree with all the hostility and the anger going around and the fighting. It's very counterproductive and it's not going to lead us in the right direction. So with that aside, the reason I thought of this is because I realized that maybe having a lack of girlfriends in my life has led to me being a little out of touch with how girls think. Crazy, right? Or feeling kind of like, I don't relate, I don't know what to say to you guys. And I'll be honest, I've questioned this a lot. And over time and for the longest time, I felt as though girls never really cared. I feel like having a lack of girlfriends or not being around girls too much maybe does something mentally to you, or like I'm gonna say your own gender, because I've seen people who, even in the reverse situation, they start thinking differently or they start kind of acting a little differently. I mean, look at tomboys, one of the boys, etc. Like you can kind of tell that things sometimes shift over time, or at least in my observations. I'm not saying it's always true. Even in videos I made when I was 12 or 13 years old, I'd always say over and over again, like, there are no girls watching my videos. There's barely any girls watching my videos. I would include it, but I don't know because of how old I was if it's gonna be removed. But you should see how many times I was like, where are them girls at? What's going on? Like, it was crazy. But at that time, I still had friends in elementary school that were girls. So let me give you guys a quick rundown. So growing up in elementary school, I did not have guy friends or really cared to talk to them. No, it was girls. Like, I had this best friend, and she stuck by me for like a long time, and then she stopped talking to me maybe 5 years ago. And I did reach out to her years ago asking, because I think there was like a little bit of a misunderstanding. But after that, she never kept in touch with me, even if when I told her it's okay. So I mean, it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. But even I had family friends that seemed to reach out sometimes to me, but now it's kind of like, it seems like when I try to kind of reach out or see how things are doing, I'm just kind of met with answers that let's just say I don't feel wanted, or I feel kind of rejected or pushed away. And I mean, look, everybody has their own lives, and I'm not taking it necessarily personally, but you understand this is a repeated pattern. And if you guys think, oh, maybe it's not what you think, maybe it has nothing to do with like who you are as a person or you being as a girl, maybe it's just they're busy. Well, I could say the same thing for guys who are always like have like 5-6 bad experiences with girls, and now they're suddenly MGTOW or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say the same thing. I'm not going to these extremes and thinking it's everybody. I'm just speaking from my experience, what I feel like it's done to me, and what it's done to me socially. I'd say I just felt always kind of pushed away by girls, and even when I tried in my studies right now, it's always the same thing. Hey guys, it's editing a less. In high school, I didn't really have friends, and people that were trying to befriend me were guys or people that did not have the best intentions, except this one girl who I hung out with her once, but come to find out, she was trying to be a wing woman for her friend, this guy who ended up hurting me in the end physically. So that didn't feel genuine. And then in post-secondary, which is the studies I'm doing now, people are just to themselves. So this continued on for a long time. It always seems like it's just guys that are more willing to befriend and to have conversations than girls, and it's not always gonna lead in their mind to a relationship. Sometimes it's genuinely like conversation, and it just made me think, like, why does it have to be this way? What is it with me? What is it with the situation? Why is this happening? And I try not to compare myself to people, right? But it seems, when I look at my sister, when I look at my mom, when I look at other people, it seems like it's easy for them to have friends that are girls, or they care, or girls care about them. But it just feels like girls do not care about me at all, to be honest with you, other than relatives. Like, it just feels like by the effort, by the how things have gone. And I've tried, guys. I've really tried too. I'm not sitting here and waiting for things. I've tried, and I've always just felt like off, like it's awkward, and I don't know what to do. But that's kind of what I've noticed. And it led to me just not seeing gender when it comes to friendship. So I'll explain. So I wouldn't say in person, because when it came to in high school, when there was people that were trying to befriend me, it wasn't really like, you know, guys, what I'm saying. But as I got older, when it came to, let's say, some online friends, like when I had some conversations about some of my interests, it felt like they were more comfortable with me, or that they were able to talk to me, or they seemed to care. Not it didn't like always lead to what you guys think, or in their mind it didn't lead. So it's not, their mindset isn't what you guys think, because I feel like people think the mindset's always going to be a certain way, but it was conversations about certain things, and I didn't really see gender. And maybe that's where I kind of was a little bit blindsided by some things, because I was just like, oh, I guess now I just have to accept whatever it is, and I don't see like gender. I never, basically what I'm trying to say is I treated everybody neutrally. I didn't treat them differently based on their gender, and I didn't want them to treat me differently based on gender. When I go live, I tell you guys all the time, don't try to walk on eggshells with me. Don't think I'm gonna get offended by everything, or don't put these stereotypes onto me. Just treat me for me. Treat me neutrally. Treat me how you treat anybody. You know what I'm saying? And don't think, oh, because she's a girl, this and this, because a lot of times people are wrong. Like, they're completely wrong. And yeah, just see me for me, see me for who I am. And that's probably why I tried to detach labels, because I think I've met a lot of outliers that were not part of this stereotype for wherever they were from, or their gender, whatever, okay? But I also felt like it was a bit of an issue, because it's like, is this really by choice, or do I kind of wish it was girls that I could confide in? And it just led me to feeling like something was off with me, something was wrong with my energy. Maybe I was making people uncomfortable, maybe I seemed a bit harsh or something. I know I have this like out there bold personality, but I'm not this judgmental person. I'm not somebody that's going to scare you. I mean, I don't know what it really was. And I've been told numerous things of why this could be happening, and it just kind of saddens me, because I feel like it's all based on perception and assumptions. If you're a girl that's out there that's watching this and you actually do care anything, I really do thank you. And I know that lately, or at least like in the last maybe few years, it seems like maybe there's a slight improvement, but like slight, not like a noticeable improvement. And I see you and I thank you. I'm just talking over time what this did to me, because this happened a lot, like over time, so much. And I felt like it kind of changed the way I saw things. Maybe this explains why I'm kind of relatable to the audience I'm relatable to, maybe because I understand their way of thinking, sort of. I'm not saying I agree with everything or I know 100%, but I mean, think about it. There has to be a correlation. It kind of made me feel like, why is it my own gender that I feel rejected by? I'm not taken seriously with, or something. I don't know how to put this. This is just kind of like my heart, my thoughts, and I don't know. I felt like it just led to some outcomes that I didn't want, just because I kind of had no other choice if I wanted social interaction. I don't know, guys. That's just how I felt, and what I've noticed over time, and how it's probably shaped me, or why I'm able to kind of understand the minds of certain people. Like, even he was like, wait, how do you know this? I'm like, well, maybe from what I've learned, or from what people have told me, because remember how things were. And now it's like, it is what it is. I'm not here trying to seek people out. I mean, I'm glad, at least in person. I have a sister that lives with me, but I don't know, guys. That's just how I feel. And I guess if there are girls that want to befriend me, or, which is again very rare, or like want to be around me, I'm like, are you sure? It is what it is. I mean, maybe it's something having to do with my interests, what I talk about. I don't know. Maybe this all makes sense in some way. I never also want to be considered some sort of pick me, because I do have my values and my beliefs. It comes within. It's not because I want to be chosen, or because I want to appeal to people, to certain groups of people. No, it's just really how I feel. I don't change my beliefs to appeal to people. Like, I don't change my morals and values and who I am for somebody or for a group of people. No. But that is all for this video, guys. Let me know down below if you've had a similar experience as me, but in the reverse, or if you guys maybe want to give your thoughts on this. And yeah, to conclude, I get what, some guys say. Like, I kind of get it. But again, I don't condone all this anger and this hostility. So that is all for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.